Hello everyone, this is Fun and welcome back to another session of Dark Souls PvP. Now, in this video, I will be featuring my Dexterity build, doing random invasions and getting invaded only in the painted world. First off, I would like to talk about the title of this video so nobody will get confused. The title is Katanas Aren't the Only Dex Weapons. Alright? This will not be a video about me talking bad about katanas. Cause katanas are cool. I use them every once in a while, but I will not be using any katanas in this video. And I will not be using every dexterity weapon there is. But I will only be using the dexterity weapons that I like. Only to show that katanas aren't the only effective dexterity weapons out there. And for the experienced PvPers, this doesn't include you guys, because I'm pretty sure that you guys know that there are plenty of dex weapons other than katanas that can be effective if used correctly. Because nothing would be effective if you don't know how to use it. So it all comes, with the process of learning. Timing, when to attack. Because some dexterity attack motions are faster than others, but most dexterity weapons attack animation are pretty quick, right? But, well, before I get into the commentary, I would like to thank everyone for all the support and great feedback. I'm actually surprised because I thought that it would at least take up to about somewhere around, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks for me to just get maybe a little bit over 100 views. But thanks to you guys for all the support. I just wanted to give you guys a shout out for that. Okay, I want to get into my build. This is actually the first build I've ever made, and of course it being my first, I made some mistakes with the stats on it. So my stats are 52 vitality, 57 endurance, 20 on strength, 42 on dexterity. Now notice that I only have 20 strength on my so-called dexterity build, right? Although I am not able to wield the Murakumo, I think that's how you pronounce it, but I don't consider it to be a legit dexterity build because the Murakumo is considered a dexterity weapon. But it's still a dexterity build to me. I love my build. I think I'm pretty good with it, and it's the first build I made. So I made a couple mistakes. So I am, planning on remaking a dexterity build, and I will be remaking one. I don't know when, but I'm gonna be remaking another one. But yeah, let's get into the commentary. I ran into these guys. Looked like I interrupted something they had going on. So I give them a nice little wave, just to show them that I'm friendly and that I don't want no trouble, pretty much. But I'm willing to duel anyone. Alright, me and this guy finna hit it off. I switched to the rapier because I see that he has an E-stock. So I switched to that so I can have a fast weapon just like him, But for the most part, I'll be using the Silver Knight, what is it? Silver Knight swords? That's just what it's called? Pretty sure that's what it is. But that. I want you guys to check this out. This parry I'm finna get out. It may look like a run-up parry, but it actually was not a run-up parry, because I'm not saying everyone, but most people that I see use an E-stock like that, they'll run up and try to give you like a little stab, like a little poke, and then like back off. So I kind of just like ran up, and I pretty much timed it like when he was about to attack, and I just hit the parry button. But yeah, got him out the way. Now let's see what this guy got. Now, right here, the reason why I'm a bit flippy, why I'm dodging a lot, is because I'm trying to see if he's gonna spam the attack or not. And I see that he was. So I go in for the parry and I get it successfully. But notice how he was swinging. Well, most people, well, I know I do for a fact. Like when I'm spamming an attack, I do it unlocked because I think that like if you do it unlocked, it'll be harder for you to get parried that way. But his wasn't successful. I guess he turned the wrong way or something and got parried. But you know, everyone makes mistakes when you doing a couple PvP matches, and you learn from those mistakes. I still got a lot to learn. But now I want to get into some of the dexterity weapons that I'm using. Early in the video, I know you guys saw me using the Gargoyle's tail axe. Alright? Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would say rarely, but this is just a weapon that I never seen anyone use. And I'm using the Gargoyle's tail axe now. I mean, look at it. It's pretty beast. I mean, although the swing animation is slower than other dexterity weapons, it has the ability to stun lock your opponent. You know, if they don't have, you know, if their poise is just like super duper high, but then, you know, it might not stun lock them unless you land like 3 successful hits or maybe. But the downfall about it is that although it don't hit for high damage, it has the ability to stun lock. And then when you stun lock an opponent, sometimes you are able to land, you know, maybe 3 or 4, or maybe until you kill them, you know, successful hit. Because once you stun lock, if they don't do the toggle escape, most likely they're going to be stuck until your stamina runs out. And if you have enough stamina to get enough, you know, hit points in and kill them, you know, that's a plus for you. But you know, if you stun lock an enemy, you know, that's a pretty good weapon. That's why I use it. And I never see anyone use it, but I think you guys should try it out because it really is, you know, a good weapon. It really is. But yeah, moving on. Let's see. This guy. Me and this guy go at it for like, I don't know, a long time. But you see he has toxin on him. So that's why I'm backing off right now. I was trying to wait to see that if he was going to use a purple moss. But he's just in there running around in circles with his little katana out. So, you know, back off, use my green blossom, and we go at it. Now this is a good example of like how like the katana is like, I'm gonna say it's a bit on the side of like easy mode. Like it's a bit on that side, like just a little bit. See, look, 2 hits right there. Well, actually he hit me with 3. He hit me off with a hit at the beginning, but look at that. That's 3 hits with the katana. 2-handed hits, 3 hits right there. Look at my vitality. You see? I had my shield. I don't even know how that got through. But you know, it is what it is. That's how Dark Souls is, I guess. Some things happen. And he started to get me aggravated because, you know, but then again, you know, it's not an honor duel or anything, but you know, he started drinking flasks on me. So that's when I was like, okay, well then, I'm just gonna engage at all times, you know, not try to give him no leeway or no free, you know, try to keep the pressure on him so he won't be able to use flash. But somehow his poise is just too high. And like he just kept drinking the flash and everything. And back shank after back shank. Look at that. 1 hit with the katana. That is massive damage. I'm sorry, that is just too much. But it's cool. There's always ways to get around that. This really isn't like a interesting fight really. I just added this just because to show that like how when he was using the katana how much damage it was doing. And that is why most people take the katana route, you know. Well, of course, you know, most like new players, like they would go for the katana than any other dex weapon just because they're new to the game. And maybe that's just you know, what they seen other people using. But there's another weapon that has the same amount of build up of bleed, which is like 300 on the katana. And I think that the painted guardian sword also has 300 build up on bleed. Although it has a short reach, I mean, yeah, the reach is like you have to be pretty close, you know, to land the hit. But although it has a short reach, it has the ability to stun. I mean, not stun lock. I'm sorry, excuse me. It has the ability to build up bleed, you know, pretty quick. And with the two-handed R2 actually does a good job with building up bleed on your opponent. And a plus with it, if your opponent guard is like, say if he has like, you know, like maybe like, you know, a bar of like stamina on, and like you do the two-handed R2 like both times, like you can break through his defense sometimes, and like it'll leave him open. You'll land, and cause you know also like, well, you know that you players know that even with a bleed weapon, if you hit an opponent with their shield up, it still builds up bleed. But you know if you make direct contact, it does a little more. I'm guessing that's how it works. But yeah, the painted guardian sword, you know, that's a pretty beast weapon. The R2 is very good. But yeah, I just got that guy out of the way. He had no poise. But this is the final clip. I will leave you guys to watch it. I hope you guys like the video. And again, I just want to thank you all for all the support and the nice feedback. And I'll just leave you guys to watch the last clip. See you guys later.